Good morning. We have a new blog on Mocha's rewards. If you didn't know, Mocha is the new Delve boss coming with Varlamore Part 3. And these rewards are very powerful, so let's skip this intro where they tell you to subscribe to Pencer's channel. First of all, we have Avernic Treads. We had Avernic Treads in the last one, but now we get them in a base form where you get some of the best in slot stats without even upgrading them. So here are the base stats. Let's compare melee first. So melee strength 4, and then it's got 5 in all the melee accuracies. If we look at the prims as they are now, we have 5 strength and then 2 in all the accuracies. So these new boots, slightly more accuracy, but lower strength. But hold on, if you already have prims, you can add the prims to the boots. So these are a base boot, and then you can upgrade them one at a time. So first, if we add the prims, we get 6 melee strength. So now we have a new best in slot melee strength boot, and it keeps all the same accuracies. And then of course there's range, which it has 15 accuracy and 2 range strength. Pegs don't even have range strength right now. So these are our first boots with range strength. So just as a comparison, no range strength, 12 accuracy. Now we have 15 accuracy, 2 range strength at the base layer. So if you don't have pegs right now, these are your best in slot range boots. Even if you do have pegs, these are your best in slot range boots. And then you throw the pegs on, kind of like an infinity stone into the gauntlet, and you have 3 range strength on hybrid boots. These are insane. Once again, same thing with magic. 1% magic damage, 11 magic accuracy. Just to compare it with Eternals, they currently have the 1%, but they only have 8 accuracy. But then you go ahead and upgrade them by adding your Eternal boots to the Avernic Treads, and you get 2% magic bonus. So these are the best boots in every single style. There's not going to be really any reason to use any other boots once you get even the base form. Unless, of course, you want to use like Arania boots to AFK Sarachnis. We also have some concept art for what they look like. So the base boots, pretty cool. But then the upgraded boots, you get bat wings, which is pretty cool as well. But it looks like we'll finally have boots that fit the Blorva kit. And also, these are going to be tradable at the base stats, but then once you start adding the Cerberus boots to them, they become untradeable. So it's a good flex. Before we go on, this is a good time to talk about the demon tiers. So the demon tiers are going to be a common drop from Mocha. You're going to use these demon tiers for pretty much all of Mocha's drops. You need them to upgrade the boots, the later weapons use them as well, and you can also charge one of the future weapons with them, but you can also charge one of the future weapons with runes. So think of these basically as a type of Zulrah scale. You use them in the upgrades, but they are tradable, so if you want, you can just buy them from the Grand Exchange. Ironman, you will have to get them, but it sounds like they aren't going to be too bad to farm. The next upgrade is a magic weapon. This is intended to close the gap between the Sang Staff from Theater of Blood and the Shadow from Tombs of Amasket. But even if you have the Shadow, this weapon is going to be very nice for you. And that's because this is our first 3-tick magic weapon. So everyone that's been wanting a 3-tick magic weapon for Nilos, this is the weapon for you. It's also going to be very strong. So if we look at this, magic level divided by 3 minus 6. This is its max hit calculation. So at level 99, without any boosts, you will be hitting a 27, which doesn't sound too strong. But we have the Imbued Heart. We are going to be getting a plus 13 boost from the heart, which is going to bring us to 112 magic. 112 magic is going to bring our max hit to 31. And then once again, this is without our magic percent damages. In game right now, we can currently get up to 29% magic damage. With the new boots, that's going to be 30%, and then there's a new glove we'll talk about later on, but that's going to be 32% magic damage here. So a 32% magic boost, we have the 31 max hit with a 32% magic boost. We'll be hitting 40 damage because everything rounds down. If you're doing something like TOA or Chambers where you can use an Overload or Assaults, this will be even higher. And this is every 3 ticks. This does come at the cost of slightly less attack range. This only has 6 attack range, which means if you throw it on long range, you'll only have 8. So you might have some difficulties with Olm in groups. The Confliction gauntlets. These do an even better job of closing the Sang and Shadow gap than the wand does. This is because if you miss an attack, your next magic attack will have double accuracy. That means something like the Shadow that hardly ever misses will see some benefit, but something like the Trident or the new Wand that misses frequently will see the double accuracy much more often. And much like the Rancor, you will need the Zenite jewelry to make this. We live in a world of upgradescape. Besides the double accuracy, this is just flat out better than the Tormented bracelets we have right now. So right now, Tormented bracelets, 2 prayer, 5% magic damage, 10 attack, and no defense. These new gauntlets have 7% magic damage, so 2 more magic damage. They have 20 magic attacks, so 10 more accuracy, and they have defense stats. People don't talk about defense much, but the Avernic treads are adding more, these are adding more. We're starting to become really tanky in our best in slot gear. This brings me to something interesting I want to talk about. We're getting 3% extra magic damage from this update. We're getting 2% from the gloves, and then 1% from the boots mentioned above. The Tunican Shadow multiplies your magic attack by 3, or it multiplies it by 4 in the Tombs of a Masket, but the Shadow does have a cap at 100% magic strength. So if we look in-game right now, without a shield, because the Shadow can't wear a shield, our magic damage maxes out at 24%. Mine says 23% because I have the Virtus legs, because Chambers won't give me the Ancestral legs, because Cox is a dick on a brick. So this multiplies by 3, brings me to 69%, but it'll bring most people to 72%. This is only outside of Tombs of a Masket though. Inside Tombs of a Masket, you can just see the max right now, and it's 24 times 4 at 96%. Which means with this new addition, we will finally hit the magic damage cap. This has some interesting implications because we will now have 20% magic damage, so when we multiply it by 4, we will have 108%. I actually think this makes it so we won't be bringing the Magus into TOA if you have max mage and the new weapons. Because take a look at this. If we equip the Lightbearer instead, we'll have 21%, but it would actually be 22% if you have the legs, and then you get 3% more. So even without the Magus, you'll be at the 100 cap, because we can do math, 25 times 4, you're going to be at the 100% magic cap without a Magus ring. These new updates are very strong. Moving on from the Confliction gauntlets, we get maybe the best upgrade ever, the Demonic Digger. I personally have been wanting farming upgrades for quite a while, and this sounds amazing. So what it does is anything that you normally use a spade on gets instantly harvest. The Demonic Digger will be tradable, so if you mains can't do the boss but you like farming, this is definitely going to be worth buying. What it says is when you use it harvesting crops, any spade actions are processed instantly. Snapegrass is one of the most important secondaries on an Iron Man account because you need it to make prayer potions. But this process, to do every single patch in the game, it takes close to an hour. This is so slow. With the Demonic Digger, I'm just going to click and I'm going to be done. It's unsure if it's going to be, if it just fills up your inventory and then you bank it and then you... But no matter what, this is an insane upgrade. Look at how long this takes. I'm here for days. The Demonic Digger is going to make me actually interested in doing farm runs, because right now, I just don't like to waste an hour per farm run doing all of this. Of course, it's also going to work with watermelons, it's going to work with herbs, anything you use a spade on. What I'm unsure if it works on, though, is in the Chambers of Xeric. If the Demonic Digger works in the Chambers of Xeric, it is going to make prep runs much quicker and competitive with no preps. I would assume it works in the Chamber of Xeric because it says any spade actions, and harvesting herbs in the Chamber of Xeric is a spade action. So let's compare this to the last blog. We are no longer getting the cape at all. We're no longer getting the necklace at all either. They scrapped both of these for the gauntlets instead. Which, you know, it doesn't really matter which upgrade slot we get. A % increase, this is a 2% increase and 10 magic attack, so it's the same upgrade either way. This one actually had more defense and prayer bonuses, so the necklace was stat-wise better than the gauntlets, but the passive effect on the gauntlets makes it much better than the necklace. Although they could have thrown the passive effect on the necklace, it doesn't really matter. A stat boost is a stat boost. The threads before were capped at 1 range strength, so now we have 3 range strength, so that's much better. It's got more accuracy now, more magic attack, more range attack, more magic damage, more melee strength. So to be clear, these were just a straight up buff to what we have right now, but now we're even getting a more buffed version of this. So if you're worried about power creep, you might be concerned about this. If you're excited for a boot upgrade, then the new reward is just good. To be fair, it has been a long time since we've had a considerable boot upgrade, so I'm pretty excited about these. Also, we won't be doing 9-way switches anymore. 8-way switches are a little bit more comfortable. And then they just completely scrapped this. I think this was good. We have enough Demon Bane weapons. I don't see a huge niche for Demon Bane Crush. The Emberlight is really good on demonic enemies, so I'm glad they scrapped this. And then we got the wand instead. And the wand it's going to be nice if you have a shadow. It's going to be nice if you don't have a shadow. Also, I didn't even talk about the wand special attack. It lowers magic defense, so it's kind of like a magic BGS. So even on some bosses, you might want to just bring this special attack, use it, and then switch to your shadow after you lower their magic defense, because that's going to be pretty good. And that's all for the blog updates. I think it looks really good and should allow for a profitable boss for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and buy a billion spades on my Normie account to merch. I hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. A huge shout out to the channel members. In the Distinguished Pencilman tier, we have Dakota A, Cody C, and Vane Main. In the right hand pen tier, we have Single and Timothy C, and in the Sir Pen tier, we have Mr. Blake himself. If you would like to support the channel and become a channel member, there's a link in the video description. Thanks so much.